I don't know. Did you think that they were going to make more moves?
Absolutely not. This is exactly what I thought they were going to do, because everything we've heard out of Miami Dolphins land is, including Chris Greer's, like, yo, just because we got money doesn't mean we're going to spend it. That was last offseason's philosophy, because they had a ton of money. They wanted to get the guys in the building. Now they're getting guys in the building, but at a bargain price. They're scouring the bargain bin. They're the raccoons of free agency right now, trying to pick out the last remaining pieces that no one else wanted to spend big dollar for. And that it seems to be working so far, because they're filling holes with the guys that they think they need. And look, they just went 10-6. They went with that roster, and they're slowly improving, getting the bench better, getting special teams, the things that aren't as flashy. It's not supposed to be a flashy offseason for the Dolphins, unless there's a big quarterback trade, but we don't know. They got some options at 3. So what do you think they do here at 3? Why? Why no running back?
Probably just because they don't want one in the first round. Pat Freiermuth, sneaky pick here. Sneaky?
Possible. I think for all this slander of running backs in the first round, which I've been a part of sometimes, I will admit, there is a plus side to doing it. If you love a running back, right, and you're picking at the back end here, if you want to trade up from the second round, all you got to do is move up a few picks from the second round, or if you're one of these 3 teams, you take a running back, and you get a 5th-year option on him. So you could get potentially an extra year still playing on a smaller deal. We can still make some predictions. It's going to be a whole Wilson's Fields dynamic, and there's still even this semblance that maybe the Jets don't pick here. Who knows? Just pulling the trade winds out there. There's a lot of different ways, but I think we're more confident in that what position is going to be picked here rather than the team. But either way, Wilson, Fields, both so talented, both offer a little bit of different flavors in essence. But yeah, I don't think you can really go wrong as of now.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Oof, it was beautiful, very Sonny Weaver Jr.-esque of Chris Greer to put him in a prime position to help Tua Tagovailoa, who is their starting quarterback going forward, as he should be.
Okay, how do we feel about Kyle Pitts?
Do it. Wait, give me a second. I got a prop.
You have a prop? You're bringing props into it?
I wrote this when the Dolphins made the trade. I tweeted out this picture, and my Twitter is right there if you want to follow me and see more.
Don't give yourself a plug. Don't do that. No, I'm just kidding.
Kyle Pitts, no matter what.
Kyle Pitts, no matter what.
So you go Darisaw for Chicago, which leaves the Colts at 21 to predict. And I know where I'm going with this. I think it's pretty easy again. So the machine kind of giving us some layups tonight. Some easy picks.
Is this a layup? You think it's like Cosme for sure?
Who would you think? You think it could be Horn?
Well, I think that Horn might be in the conversation for him. I'll say Cosme though. I'll agree with you. I think that Cosme, because we have him so high on our predictive board, I'll say it's going to be Cosme.
Right. I agree with you in that, Horn conversation, real life, sure, but this isn't real life. This is the TDM.
What do you mean this isn't real life? This is life or death, Zach.
Damn, the Martians at the death beam pointed at us right now. So Darisaw at 20, and we're saying Cosme to 21.
Yep.
Couple of
I'm not super confident in it. I'm not.
Oh! All right. I'll see you guys next week.
Jeez.
Kyle Pitts' ceiling in this draft is far beyond anything even remotely possible, even remotely fathomable for this human brain.
More than Megatron.
Kyle Pitts. I would have taken a Megatron comparison, the actual Transformer, not Calvin Johnson. Which is why I'm going down this path that Kyle Pitts' ceiling, man. He's built in a lab. The things he can do are not human, which is why he's Captain America. This guy should just retire from football and go take over the American military, go fight some aliens, because he can do it all. The man's ceiling is through the roof. It's astronomically high. His ceiling is up there with the Tesseract and with the Red Skull on Vormir all the way across the universe. That is how far Kyle Pitts' ceiling can reach. This man is a once-in-a-lifetime player, once-in-a-lifetime person for the NFL. You got to go get whatever he is taking, because you have many more Kyle Pittses on your team. That's an unstoppable Avengers-like army.
Zach, I'm ready to run through a brick wall, right?
But I'd still get more engagement on Twitter, including on my last tweet, and I would like to share it with you if you don't mind.
So you're trying to flex right now?
Oh, yes, but I think this is relevant to what I'm about to say, because
Okay.
you said Mac Jones would be a good fit for Washington. I agree with that. I think that'd be a good pick at 19. I'll take that. They don't really have many holes in the roster, but I tweeted this out. By the way, the 49ers are a good fit for Mac Jones, but Justin Fields is a better fit for the 49ers. Yes, the 49ers will get higher upside if they get Justin Fields. But Mac Jones to the 49ers is not a bad fit. He's that cerebral type of quarterback, allegedly, that Kyle Shanahan likes. I can really see him mastering that offense. He's got good weapons around him. We saw what they could do with Jimmy Garoppolo. Jones may be only a slight upgrade over Jimmy G, but Shanahan gets to be able to mold him. He's got great weapons around him if everyone stays healthy. So I like that fit for Mac Jones. Of course, let's say he goes number 3, right? Mm. The next SEC player could be a Gator player, and that's Kyle Pitts. And there's a couple teams I really like for him, but there's one that really stands out. But I'll let you go first.
I'm going to choose the team that I think, had I not chosen it, maybe you would have chosen it, and that's the Miami Dolphins, because that's your team. But the Miami Dolphins, look, like I think they're one really good weapon away from giving Tua everything that he needs to unlock his true potential, right?
Okay, I like that.
Devontae Parker, not Devontae Smith. Devontae Parker, now Will Fuller added. They still have Preston Williams, Mike Gesicki. They're all very good, right? They're all like B-tier kind of guys. Not A-tier, just B-tier kind of guys. But if you add Kyle Pitts, who's the next superstar tight end in the NFL, I think at that point, if Tua's still not like having a great season, then you know he's not your guy. So I think Kyle Pitts is the answer to the Dolphins' question that is Tua Tagovailoa.
I like that. Yes, that's a good pick. It'll be a good fit. But I think Pitts' best fit is a team that's probably not going to pick him, and that's the Cincinnati Bengals. Their tight ends right now are Drew Sample and C.J. Uzamoa. There's a reason why you probably don't know who those guys are.
Unless you play fantasy football and you're desperate and you have injuries.
Oh, my God. Desperation. Drew Sample. But anyway, the Bengals, they got receivers. They got T. Higgins, second round last year. Tyler Boyd's a good slot receiver. Auden Tate, when healthy, is pretty fine.
I know you love him.
Yes, for some reason, he's just like good. He's a good third receiver. So you don't really need to add another wide receiver. Yes, Kyle Pitts is more of a receiver, but having him, you can allow you to do more 3 receiver sets and have that tight end. It pushes the team vertical. Yes, protect Joe Burrow. Yes, you should definitely infuse talent on that offensive line. But it depends how they feel about their left tackle, Jonah Williams. You go get a guy like Kyle Pitts that opens up the offense. He's not the best blocker, but he's willing. He's fine at it. He can get better. So I think Pitts to the Bengals is a good pick.
I like that.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of other playmakers from the conference in this year's draft, one of them being from Alabama, Jalen Waddle. So where do you think Jalen Waddle goes? He's number 4 on TDN's Big Board, by the way. It goes Lawrence, Justin Fields, Kyle Pitts, Jalen Waddle.
Interesting.
As the first receiver.
Interesting. I've seen that take before. That's not the hottest take. Of course, him and Jamar Chase kind of neck and neck. But I think, if teams don't value him that high, because I don't think he's going to go top 4 or 5 necessarily, I could see him falling to the Giants. And I really like that fit. Here's why. They added Kenny Golladay. Great, stretch kind of big target wide receiver that will go up and catch some jump balls, right? They have, your Sterling Shepard, your speed guy, which, Jalen Waddle himself is fast, but he's more than just speed. So you have your kind of slot guy. I think that Jalen Waddle can be that kind of wide receiver that complements Kenny Golladay perfectly. And he's so versatile that you could put Jalen Waddle in the slot. But to any casual fan out there who thinks that Jalen Waddle is just, he's fast and he just goes long, he's just the Henry Ruggs 2.0. And nope, he is not. He is so much more than that. He's a great route runner. He's got great hands. He is almost the perfect NFL prospect.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love all of that. I just don't think the Giants would do it, even if Waddle were there. I think they'd want to go somewhere in the trenches or a top defender. Just like I don't think the Chargers would take Jalen Waddle if he's there. I don't even think Jalen Waddle will be there at 13 for LA. But, man, Waddle with Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and then Justin Herbert throwing the ball. It's a win-win for everyone involved. I would love that fit for the Chargers. And then you mentioned Jamar Chase. He's probably going to be the first wide receiver taken. You could probably go at 5 to Cincinnati. That's what I think. And I'm already looking here. We are in agreement. This is a good fit. I think Pitts is a better fit, which is why I still said Pitts to Cincinnati. But you have the floor because I'm agreeing with you on this.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, how good were they in 2019? So they're just reuniting together. I mean, you can't dislike that if you're a Bengals fan. You certainly cannot go wrong with a guy of Jamar Chase's caliber.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not a bad pick by any means. This guy could be like a top 5 receiver for the next 10 years. Like that's a ceiling.
Yeah.
That's a ceiling. Of course, then you got Devontae Smith, who's the third of the big 3 wide receivers. If any receiver is going to fall, I think it'll be Smith. Again, probably just because of his size, whether you think that's wrong or right or not, like whatever, the dude can play football pretty well. So what's a team you think Smith would blend beautifully with?
I think the Eagles should finally move on from their, bad wide receiver picks early in the draft. Of course, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Jalen Reagor's been fine, I guess. They need a good receiver because at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts, it's now his franchise. Carson Wentz is gone. The truth is, he didn't have much help. He did not.
Nope.
The O-line was bad. The coaching was bad. The receivers were bad. The least that this Eagles team can do is draft some help for Jalen Hurts. At 12, I think the best weapon that could be available is Devontae Smith, who was also just a Heisman winner. So great pick for them.
Makes sense. I think he would definitely be a pick there that the Eagles would consider at 12. I don't know if he'll last there for the Patriots. Some mock drafts I've seen and I've done myself. He has been there for New England, but he would be such a good pick because no one would be able to scheme him open more like Bill Belichick. Also,
I like that too.
Belichick is just not going to care about Smith's size. So that would be a fantastic pick. He would immediately be their best offensive player.
The PK Young football team was planning to compete in the regional quarterfinal on Friday night, but instead, they'll be spending the night in quarantine. The school announced on Tuesday that they forfeited their playoff game against Pensacola Catholic on Friday, November 13th, due to a positive COVID-19 test from someone in close contact with the team. PK Young's athletic director, Kelly Barrett, wouldn't say if it was a team member who tested positive, but she did say the team followed UF Health protocols all season.
Everyone is just really disappointed that the timing of it all, it's just very unfortunate. And they understood that it could happen, but it doesn't hurt any less.
The Blue Wave were one of the handful of teams in Alachua County that was not impacted by the virus. But the team's good fortune ended earlier this week when Coach Marcus McDonald got the bad news before practice on Monday. Instead of being disappointed about the season's abrupt ending, McDonald says he's grateful to have had a season in the first place.
We got the opportunity to play 10 games. A lot of kids, you played a sport because you love the sport. You want to go through each play and have successes and failures, and it's all all in the game. And we got the opportunity to do that 10 times, and that's very tremendous given the situation that everyone's in.
McDonald says the team handled COVID-19 protocols pretty well, which included social distancing and mask wearing. But still, McDonald is relieved to put the hectic season in the past.
For the most part, I'm excited that the kids get to at some point transition into the next stage of their life because it's been a long football season with so much uncertainty. There's a measure of relief that comes with knowing, okay, this is it. Now we can transition into the next thing and figure out how to navigate it.
As for what's next, the team will just follow instructions from UF Health. They will take care of contact tracing and will determine when the team can exit quarantine. Zach Cohen, WUFT News.
None crosses over the white arc in the Heat logo. None top of the elbow, nothing but net. Finally, the Miami Heat get some non-free throw points up to cut the deficit. Still 20 points, however. 71-51 with just under 7.5 left until the final quarter. Paul passes to Booker. Booker crosses over the elbow. Instead, fakes the handoff. He's got Bam on him with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Booker tries to dance around Bam. Bam's not giving it. Instead, Booker crashes left, tries to get Bam. Up a rookie move by Adebayo, who gets him on the jump. Booker goes up and under to extend the Suns' lead to 22 with 7 minutes left. And there's none the opposite end elbow. Hey, he's 2 for 2 right away in this quarter. Just outside the elbow, a nice little jump shot. This man has been quietly doing things his own way.
Yeah, he's been leading all Heat scorers tonight with 12 in what could possibly be his final appearance in a Miami Heat uniform.
Booker, meanwhile, with a fadeaway, gets knocked down on the three-pointer, but no call. None of the rebound. Down low to Adebayo. Ayton got the rebound after Adebayo's miss, sends it back the other way. Booker almost falls out of bounds. Instead, kicks it back out to Paul for the reset. At 10 on the shot clock, Ayton inside goes hard at none and one. 75-53, 6:10 pending. The free throw by Ayton, and this quarter has been all Phoenix. They have 18 points to the Heat's 13 points, their lowest scoring quarter of the game. And man, things have just not been going Miami's way, Sam.
Yeah, and they've just been feeding it to DeAndre Ayton in the low post all night long. He has 2 inches on Bam Adebayo, and you're definitely seeing that tonight. And Mikal Bridges playing well on the interior as well for the Phoenix Suns.
Ayton with another double-double. This would be his 5th double-double of the past month as Butler sends out to Ariza. Ariza tightly contested by Paul. Ariza dances along, crowded passes, did not need a few feet past him in the perimeter, but it doesn't matter as he knocks down the 3. How many points does Nunn have now? My goodness.
15 points on the night, 7 points in the third quarter. Kendrick Nunn, 6 of 12 from beyond the arc. What a night for Nunn.
Ayton bullying Ariza down low. It rims out into Achua's hands as Achua hands off to Butler, passes the midcourt line. Butler fakes a pick from Achua, instead hands off to Ariza, who goes crashing hard, and another missed layup. It seemed a bit forced going inside, a little unnecessary going at Ayton, who's been nothing but a wall inside. Meanwhile, that's Chris Paul with the 15-footer from around the free throw line to make this a 22-point lead with 5 minutes left until the fourth quarter.
And that was business as usual for Chris Paul. Step back right around the right elbow. Beautiful shot for Paul.
Achua sets the pick for Butler. Butler goes hard at Crowder. Crowder falls down Achua inside. It rims out, but it's an offensive foul on Jimmy Butler again.
Yeah, and Jimmy Butler now has 2 fouls on the game. He does have a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds, but Butler clearly looks uncomfortable tonight against the Suns.
And he is vying for his 5th triple-double of the season. He got his 4th one 3 games ago in the loss against the Grizzlies, and that would be is tied for most during a season in Miami Heat history. If he gets that 5th one, then he'll be on top of that leaderboard. But either way, there he is on defense, switching off with Ariza. There's Paul on Achua, crashes along the right elbow, kicks back out to Bridges, back to Paul, back to Booker atop the perimeter, works on Achua, kicks down to Crowder on the near corner for 3, front of the rim, bounces out into Ariza, who pops it up to Nunn. Nunn takes on a 1 versus 3, loses the ball, kicks offside wide open. Butler inside underneath the right side, kisses it off the backboard. 78-58, 4:20 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, nice pass right there into the post of Jimmy Butler. Wide open, a heads-up play by Kendrick Nunn.
Paul and Achua. Very interesting mismatch as Paul just pops straight up, nothing but net. Achua never had a chance for the lightning-quick Chris Paul for the Suns to hit the 80-point mark as Butler this time tries to go inside on Dario Saric. A step back to the net, barely moved on that one as Butler knocks down. 20-point game under 4 minutes left until the final quarter. Paul crosses the midcourt logo on top of the 3, and then again guarding Achua. This is a very interesting decision by the defense because this is now suddenly a pattern as Paul dances Achua loose, shake and bake, and he makes that. Again, Chris Paul approaching what could be a double-double.
Yeah, Paul telling Achua to bless himself, showing him how he's made a 15-year NBA career off of a mid-range.
And right back on the other end, Jimmy Butler knocks down the 14-footer from just outside the elbow. Paul's got 8 points and 9 rebounds. Jimmy Butler has 11 rebounds and 14 points. So already multiple teams looking at those double-doubles as Butler gets his hands up in Booker's face. 10 on the shot clock. Booker with the ball just past the midcourt logo. He's on Achua, crashes right down the right side of the lane. There's Paul at the top of the 3 on Ariza, kicks out to Booker. Booker step back over Robinson's outstretched hands off the back of the rim into the hands of Ariza. He hands it off to Butler immediately, takes things up the other way. Butler puts his back into Chris Paul. Butler's got nearly 5 inches on Chris Paul. Butler kicks out wide open. Duncan Robinson from top of the corner off the back of the rim. Rebound by Booker, who hands it back off to Paul, crosses the midcourt logo, steps on the K in the Kia stamp. Paul gets it bounced away, goes flying out of bounds. There goes Mikal Bridges to save it. That's out to inside Booker. He had 3 feet past him, the 3-point line, but rebound by Butler off the Booker miss. There goes Butler, pass it back outside to Robinson. Nunn in the corner. Trevor Ariza, his first 3-pointer as a Miami Heat player, does not go in as there's a rebound by Jay Crowder as we get a stoppage in time. Looks like a media timeout, and either way, we will take a quick timeout. Don't go anywhere here on the Gator Student Broadcast Network.